The best Bible verse for getting over resentment is from the story of Joseph and his brothers. They ruined his life. They sold him into slavery. He was separated from his family, and his father didn't even know if he was alive. Then they're reunited years later, and they live together, and then their father passes away. And after their father passes away, they come to him, terrified that now he's finally going to get revenge. And Joseph says something to them that's so profound. He says, and this is Genesis chapter 50, verses 20 and 21. Am I instead of God? That's the first thing he says. You meant it for evil, but it turned out good. What does that mean? He continues and says that I should be able to sustain many people, because Joseph ended up being Pharaoh's, call it Secretary of Agriculture, who was able to plan for a global famine and store up food, which saved Egypt and all of the lands around it from starvation. This is so profound. There's so many levels to this. First of all, he says, am I instead of God? Which means, yeah, you guys did wrong. That's true. But that's between you and God. So don't come to me for penitence. I forgive you. Now, as far as your penitence, go to God. That's between you and God. So poignant. Then he says to them, and by the way, you meant it for bad? Yeah, I know. At the time you threw me in a pit, you weren't trying to help me. I know that. But you're not in charge. You don't write the story of my life. You're not the authors of my life. God is. So God had plans way bigger than you. So yes, you're accountable because you meant it for evil, and I'm not in denial. I'm not pretending that you were trying to do me a favor. As far as my life is a story only written by God. Your player's on a stage. And in my case, my story is a hero story because in the end, the whole thing, my being sold into slavery in Egypt, put me into position to be the viceroy of Pharaoh and to save the whole world from famine. So I ended up getting to accomplish my life's calling and helping many, many people. So basically, what did Joseph say to them? He said, you want me to believe that you ruined my life? You don't have that power. My life is a story being told to me by God, and it's a story where I am the protagonist, I am the hero, that I go about my life in order to accomplish my calling, which is to be of service and to do something great. And if you intersected with my life in any way, regardless of what your intent may have been, it was only to facilitate my calling to greatness.